BT and Sal on the Fan. What's going on, everybody? You know, Sal, a couple of weeks ago, I gave a very unpopular opinion. I said I want the Yankees to bleed out. I need the Yankees to hemorrhage. I need it to be gory.
Yankees to implode.
I need it to be very easy to interpret. The implosion. That's what I was calling for. Some Yankee fans were with me. Most said, you're not a fan. What kind of fan? I'm the best fan because I'm a realistic fan. And yesterday, as much as it stunk to see that happen, right? I mean, you want to talk about disgraceful. As much as it stunk, it's the absolute best thing because if this continues to happen, I don't know how under any circumstance, I don't care what he does with the finances, how Hal Steinbrenner can look at this and evaluate this and say, yeah, I'm good. Keep this going. And they will clean house. They'll clean house.
You didn't feel crushed by that one yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't even watch it. You know what I was doing? I got out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies with my two kids, right? Oh, my God. The amount of butter I put on my popcorn, it was repulsive. I eat like a complete slob. I get out, and I check on my phone. I'm like, nice, Volpe. Well, of course I'm following. When Volpe goes yard, Yanks up 4-5-1,
right, yeah.
And then eventually he's up there. I get in the car, make sure the seatbelts are on with the kids. I said, I put the fan on. And it just as it ends, I'm saying they lost. Wait a second. The Yankees lost this game.
Yes.
Keep them coming, Sal. Keep losing.
Similar. I had I was at the family's house. We were having some Sunday dinner, whatever it may be, and I had the game on 7-2. And I'm thinking, all right, Yankees cruise to a win here. And I'm thinking about the show with you returning, talking about the Yankees, how they're still alive. They finally won a series. Cole on the mound. It was basically a perfect win. Volpe goes deep. They score a ton of runs. Cole on the mound. And then I see the score. I'm like, what? 7-7? What the hell happened here? Then I watched them lose, and I saw your tweet. See, my issue is that even as bad as it is, and that is as bad as it gets, like that is no doubt, I am wrong, nail in the coffin, Yankees are done, you guys were right, Yankees were done a long time ago, but that is to me the definitive end to the season. How do you think, BT, that they're going to change or make significant changes? They're not.
They have to.
It's not going to get worse than that. They're not going to change anything.
Listen, unless Hal Steinbrenner, and I don't believe this is true, but if he does nothing, you're going to have to start thinking that this is true. Unless he doesn't care about the New York Yankees. That's the only answer.
Well, he does care about making money more so, it feels like.
And he's good at that. And, yes, it does seem to supersede winning, unfortunately. But I still think there's got to be I still think somewhere – in the deepest recesses of his DNA, eventually Hal Steinbrenner is going to wake up and look in the mirror and say, oh, yeah, I am a Steinbrenner. Oh, yeah, I'm actually a Steinbrenner. And realize that this simply can't continue. This is an unmitigated, unfixable disaster. It is embarrassing, and it's awful, and it's unacceptable. And even that guy, I think even Hal's going to realize that is going to be fixed.
See, I like that point because it has to get so bad that he feels it.
Yeah.
He's got to feel it the way that you feel it. He's got to feel it the way that Yankee fans feel it. I don't think he will. It's already come out that said basically no matter how bad it gets, Cashman's not going anywhere. And even if they did move on from Boone, and I don't know whether they will or won't, but even if they did, that's insignificant. That's not the change that you're talking about.
Okay, it's not. I'm going to give you that. But here's why I think it's not insignificant. Now, let's just say, first of all, worst case scenario would be Cashman's back, Boone is back. Worst case.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen. I believe without a doubt, Aaron Boone's going to be replaced. Aaron Boone will be gone. And if that happens, well, I'm with you that I think that Cashman's going to be thrown another life raft for some reason. He hasn't earned it at this one. Please don't play the drop toe about earning.
Yeah, right.
Brian Cashman has not earned the life preserver. No, he hasn't. But I think what happens then, he will have less power. And maybe I'm wrong here, too. I think at that point he'll have less power hiring the new manager. And I think as things happen, the less power you have in terms of bringing people in to stabilize it, I believe that you're marginalized. So even if Cashman's back, listen, I think there's going to be a marginalization to his juice that he's never had. And if not, it's hopeless.
But there's
the
talk. First of all, it's not happening, right? That's according to the reports. Not happening regardless of how bad that it gets.
What reports?
And there's been multiple reports.
Reports?
Look, I'm with you. But there's been multiple there that would indicate that they're not going to move on from Brian Cashman.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why is because Hal doesn't want to have to go find the next guy, because when you do, there's no guarantee that it's going to be better than what you have. Look, I get it. It's stale. I said they should have moved on from Cashman 2 years ago with good reason, because it was the first regular season in 2021 that the Yankees struggled. Now, this is another regular season where it's been unacceptably bad. You're going to hear all the excuses, though, the injuries and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying they shouldn't make a change. If I would have done it 2 years ago, obviously I would do it now. But it's not happening, no matter how bad it gets. And that's why I can't understand you rooting for the bloodletting, whatever you want.
Yeah, the hemorrhaging, the bleeding out, the goriness. Yes, the complete implosion.
Yesterday was bad.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen to the Yankees. I'm talking not this year's Mets. I'm talking historic Mets.
I hear you.
That is
Armando Benitez stuff.
That doesn't happen to the Yankees. Up 7-2 in Miami, about to win a series. They're ace on the mound for that game. That doesn't happen.
And by the way, can you flush any more wins down the chute for Garrett Cole?
Oh, my God.
The poor guy has been so amazing. The complete opposite of everybody else on the Yankees. Really, along with Judge, the only guy truly earning his money, and they flushed another win down the chute. It's unwatchable.
Treating him like the Mets treated DeGrom all those years.
That's true. That is true.
Right. That poor Garrett Cole. He's become a sympathetic figure here.
Listen, thankfully, we are at Giants camp today because the New York Giants will be, and hopefully the Jets as well, a bridge to a much more satisfying sports existence, because the Yankees are trash. The Mets are a complete disaster. But the Giants offer a real ray of positivity. So it's good to be out here. We're out here last year. We're going to have Eli, by the way, coming up. Eli Manning's going to join us in about 10 minutes or so. BT and Sound on the Fan. 877-337-6666 is our number. And as always, we're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guarantee lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. I'll tell you what. This is as close. First of all, the Yankees are not going to be 500 this year. They're going to win fewer than 81 games, which means they will be under 500 for the first time since 1992.
30 years.
Right after the Stump Merrill disaster. So this is where we are historically for the Yankees. But I'm also at a point, and this is a little different. And I remember, you and I are both old enough to remember those teams, the Kevin Moss, the Matt Noakes, the broken down Mattingly.
Those teams.
We know the name. Yeah, you like them because they stung.
Steve Balboni, Ken Phelps.
Right. Mel Hall. Of course you liked them. They weren't good. You can laugh at them.
Wayne Tolleson. Yeah, exactly
Wayne Tolleson, a little Espinosa at shortstop as well. I think that, and I just feel it. I don't even want to watch them. To me, for the first time since that point, 92, and the back end of Stump Merrill, there is apathy. I don't care how devout of a Yankee fan you are. How do you flip on this game, any game at this point, and really feel the way you felt for multiple decades? I'm not saying that you feel the way I feel. I understand that's a little radical for some. I want them to lose. I want them to implode. Last day was great, following my script, great in a perverse, crazy way. I get that. But to me, the Yankees are at a point now, I have not seen them since MC Hammer was dancing around in parachute pants, or those baggy pants.
Think about how long ago
that's
is.
What I'm saying.
You're right. It doesn't really.
What Tone Loc was just bursting on the scene.
They have become, BT. I said this last week when you were off. You know what the Yankees have become? Just another team, which is hard to fathom because they've operated, like the premier franchise in sports, let alone in the big leagues, obviously, since the 90s, since the mid-90s.
Yep.
They have been the premier team. Now they are just another team, and it's got to be an odd feeling. I could feel it, too, but I'm not a Yankee fan like yourself, or Yankee fans out there feel it. It's got to be strange in that it's been so long, to your point, 30 years, that they've been under 500, or that it's felt like this, and it's coming after such success. I know they haven't been to a World Series in 2009, but you know what I mean. You're coming off the dynasty. You still win one in 2009. And every year they're in the postseason. What does it feel like to now just be another team? And even worse, know that even though you could say it and root for it, deep down they're not making a change.
But that's where we did everything else. I'm with you. That's where we disagree.
You think it could happen?
I first of all, I think we all think it has to happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably a little more rooted in hope than strong, unwavering conviction. I do believe Boone's gone. I do. And I do believe that once they hire a new manager, whether it's Sabian, whether it's Omar, whether it's other people in the Yankee organization, whatever, that there will be some of the hiring power taken away from Cashman, the autonomy must absolutely be stripped away from him. Otherwise, it's going to be 20 more years of the same nonsense. Poor farm system, signing the wrong guys, unfulfilled promises. Just awful. Just awful. 877-337-6666. BT and Sal on the Fan. Eli Manning, the great Eli, two-time Super Bowl champ, coming up in a little bit. All right, let's get to you. How about, let me get Dan, who's in Tom's River, and Danny checks in first with BT and Sal. Dan, what's cooking, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
I just had a quick statement. Don't you think that whole Braves team should be drug tested right now? Steroids? I mean,
No.
This is a little...
Look who they're playing.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, they're playing the Mets. What do you expect?
Yeah, but... And also, one more thing. Sal, you're a jinx.
Oh, God. You hang up on this guy, please. We're not talking about the Mets right now. We'll get to that.
Poke him already? Come
Yeah.
on.
I'm not getting into it.
I mean, jeez. What do you mean? Is it jinx?
A jinx. Now, I did jinx the Yankees.
Well.
I jinxed them on purpose, BT. I was the last one holding out hope that this Yankee team would be good. They went right in the toilet.
You did say it.
They're done.
And by the way, I was looking at you like you were nuts. I mean, I
did believe it, though.
I know
Yeah.
you did. I know. Listen, one thing you're going to get from the show, I'd like to think all the shows here at the Fan, you're not going to get some wacky, contrived, hey, you say this and I'll say that. And no.
I can't stand it when
I
people
can't
say
do
we
it. I wouldn't want to be in the business
Right.
if that's how we had to construct the show. Now, we'll be wrong a million ways sideways, and we already have been with several things here. But no, it's not because it's not what we believe. I mean, it's been an unmitigated disaster
that's the thing. Like,
at this point.
I can have fun and say I was trolling Yankee fans.
Yeah.
I was legitimately not. Like, I believed. By the way, a lot has happened since then that I thought was going to fire the right way. Rodon back,
Yep.
Cortez back, trade deadline, Judge back. Like, all those things came
I
up
understand.
zeros.
But
Those are four
literally
things
0 for
yeah,
4.
I mean, Judge,
Judge
whatever.
been okay.
Yeah, but still, he looks like he can't even move out there.
Yeah.
Like, so all of those things that I thought were going to make them look different,
Yep.
they all to a move have failed. So here we are, and then blowing a lead like that on top of it. Forget it.
Jeez, I hope you had better luck up at Saratoga,
Yeah,
buddy. I mean, it's
not
0
much.
for 4.
Yeah.
Big Bob's in
Yeah.
Smithtown.
Right.
Bob's on the Fan, BT and Sal. What's up, Bobby?
Hey, BT, Sal, how you doing? I never
What's
spoke
up?
to you before.
All
Well,
right.
first off, I wish you two wild, passionate, crazy nuts good luck on the new show.
Thank you.
Yankee
Bob.
comment from a 68-year-old. Pitiful, disgusting, embarrassing disgrace.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Now, Sal, you don't know. I think BT would remember me talking last year to him a bunch of times.
Yep.
This is not Stump Merrill for me. This goes back to the Horace Clark days. 66, last place, empty Yankee Stadium. This has to be blown up completely. But I hope I was wrong about George last year, which was great. But Boone's, at least Boone. Cashman has gone, he's had to go for the last few years, like BT. But this is.
But how's that going to change anything? I mean, if Boone,
Look at-
you think this is
Thanks, Bob.
Look at
Boone's
just
fault?
an example. I watched 2 minutes of the Met game, the first game on Saturday. Now, this is back to my generation. I know you've got like 20-something years on you guys. That pitcher that pitched the first game for the Braves, they kept him in. He had like 110 pitches there, winning the game 11-0. And all their other staff, the starting infield, I think 3 of the guys they said played every game this year.
Yep.
I think they've had injuries, but they got to blow this whole analytics thing up. And Cashman definitely has to go, but he's not. But at least Boone.
Yeah, I
This
mean, listen,
is
and I got to say, Bob, thanks for the call, buddy. There was a lot of times, I mean, I was kind of holding on to that rope, and as much as it was fraying with Boone, my position was you could only deal with what you're given. You can't turn something that's average or in certain spots below average into a championship team. My problem with Boone is the seeming acceptance of this awful performance, quality at bats, we fought, we battled. Nobody wants to hear it, dude. It's expired. Nobody wants to hear it.